Oh, oh there. Right, let's see if I can get it up live on the other one. Oh, where are we? Oh, there. Oh, there. Don't know if this is working. No, that's not. Oh, folks, can somebody tell me? I can't hear anything. I is my stuff gone? Wait now, switch this off. Wait a now, wait a now. So, good, I've got that switched off. Hi there. Yeah, so everybody can hear me. It's just me that can't hear me. Anyway, it's a new year for me. 77 glorious years on God's earth. Well, I don't know, I probably saw some things in that life, but never mind. Hi, Dave. Dave Sullivan there. We talk regularly. I'll probably miss quite a bit on the way in here. Debbie, uh, somebody from Spain. Uh, aye, Terror de los English. Is that Terror in English? Oh, you bad, bad, bad boy. Vaughan, let's see. Uh, I'm having to wear my glasses so I can see the writing at the side. Uh, Wait a minute. I'll put this up. Might help a wee bit. Just a wee bit. Aye, I've had a quiet day. Typical me. Uh, it's my birthday and I put my back out. I got a sore bloody back. So I'm doped up. This is Morag playing with me. Uh, I've also got one of these nasty wee bugs that people get, urinary tract infection. I'm running to the toilet every couple of hours. Oh, it's just one of these things. Uh, yeah, bloody dog. Right, I know I forgot something. I'll be back in 1 second. Get off of there. Oh, yes. Was Morag up on the couch? I bet she was the little darling. Ah, who's there? There. Uh, aye, it's been a quiet day, a very quiet day. Morag's been out for 2 walks. The little bugger isn't tired out yet. Look at this. Every 2 minutes, blinking ball comes back. Never throw balls for your animal in the house, or you'll end up doing it the whole blinking time. Ah, just one of these things. Ah, so happy to have made it so far. When you're at school, you think, how long a life am I going to have? And you look round and you see folk, your parents and your neighbours, passing away in their 60s. I've made it to my 70s. My grandfather, he made it to, he was just under 90. My dad, he was in his 91st year when he passed. So by that, it means I'll make it to 92. At least I'm going to live longer than that. I'm going to go for my, hey, well, mind you, my father, he, he, uh, he didn't drink and didn't smoke. Uh, my grandfather, he was different. He smoked a pipe all his days, and he uh, he liked his drink. Oh yeah, he liked his drink, that old Paddy. You love watching Morag, Randy. Aye. I take it when I was away getting a cigar, she was up here saying, "Hello there." Uh, then you've got to look at my parents, how hard they worked. My grandfather was a miner. He worked hard doing the mines, and that was in the days when it was pick and shovel and no machines. You blew things out with dynamite. My father worked in the mines, but latterly he was a foreman in the paper mills. He run the black gang, which meant he worked. I mean, I was more office based, so you know, my body isn't being so worn. Mind you, I'm carrying a hell of a lot more weight than any they did. My grandfather was a tall, 6 foot odd Irishman, and my dad, well, he was the he was about my height, but he was a bit fitter. Uh, when I was young and slim, I could get in. I could get a Lenny's suit. I could get in. Right, better put that. What did I have for dinner tonight? It's an aging thing. I'm not sure I can remember. Oh yeah, venison sausages, chips, tomatoes, and beans, laced with Baby Ray barbecue sauce. That was a good wee feed. I didn't have anything extra though. I should have had something extra, but I've not been out today, so that's it. Hi, Lucy in Germany. Ash. I've got a friend down in the harbour, Jane. She's got a wee dog called Ash, and she loves it that much that her car registration's got Ash in it as well. Aye, Hugh Douglas, aye. I'm having a whiskey or two. I've got a that's Symington's. But if I really get dry, I've got the Iron Brew on standby. Oh, I drink loads of that. That's what keeps me hydrated. Ah, right. Today's been fine. I've been charging things up. I'm planning to get away tomorrow. Uh, I can't remember where it was. No, I was going to go to a secret location. Well, I wasn't going to tell people where it was, but no, I've decided not to go there because it's too long a run. Anybody know where the Tears are in Scotland? The Tears. I couldn't find it on the internet, but it's known in the hiking and camping community. Uh, it's an area, and the Tears are spelled Tiers. So that tells you it's like a wedding cake. You park at the bottom, and there's one tier, one tier, one tier. It's anyway. That'll be when I get there. And I'm not going there this time. It's too far away. It's over an hour. I I'll find somewhere, probably in the Galloway Forest. I I'll check the internet after this and see if the Raiders Road's still open. It closes. I think it might be closed by now. But if you can get to the Raiders Road, that's a fantastic wee place. David Monaghan asked about if I'm a Celtic fan. I'll be honest, I don't do football because of the sectarian thing. I My dad took me to a few Celtic matches. There's a story there where if you are a Celtic fan, you'll know the Kelly boy that got knighted, the president is chairman of Celtic. You'll know his middle name is the same as mine, Mackerlane. Yes, one of our forefathers, not in the direct line. Yeah, being the direct line, if you go right back and then come forward on the side, one of them was one of the founding fathers of Celtic. But as I say, I've never liked football. My dad took me to about two or three matches as a child, and I just, even then, I wasn't impressed. And I went to a football match with some kids from a swimming club. That was my lifelong hobby, swimming. We were at a, we were at a competition in Dundee, and on the afternoon, it was the girls that were on. So the lads said, "Come on, Pat, take us to the Fleming, take us to the football match." And it was meant to be a friendly. Right, aye, right, okay. Stuff flying everywhere. So it's sort of hardened up. I don't do football. I played with rugby for a while. Aye, somebody Bracken asking me about the toilets in New England Bay. Uh, I'd been mouthing off, and we think there's a thought among the regulars that somebody's a bit of a spy. But anyway, by the time I left, they turned up uh, and opened it up. And it was perfect. They just unlocked the door and it was perfect. So I checked the other place at Ardwell and it was open. But I was back there last week and they had shut it early again. But there's all sorts of rumours going about the New England Bay Camp Up. This isn't anything to do with the camping club. This is a bit on front here. There's a rumour there's a new landowner and that he's actually thinking he closed it down and opening it as a campsite. But I can't see that would be next to the Caravan and Camping Club's place. But that's the latest on that. I'll keep people informed. Uh, Debbie Jones, never been to Galloway. You planning on visiting Port William next year? King something. It's a campsite run by the community, Kings Green, I think it is. I've done a couple of videos there when I had the Air 10. Very nice spot. Port William itself, there's a wee shop there. There's a place where you can get fast food, and also there's a place I think they call it the View. Now I could be wrong on that. It's run by Parsac, which is the inshore rescue service, and any money it's made in there is a charity. They have a you can get alcohol, and there's a few nights it is kept open for that. But I'll tell you, you get a bloody good feed in there. I didn't think you would. I've had the fish tea in there a few times, and it's a whale and a baggy shit, a baggy tatties. It's very good. Uh, Dave Monaghan, what's your favourite spot in the Galloway? Uh, I I have a location which the a lot of the campers call the number two secret location. I I like that. You can't get right into the Galloway Forest because before the Forestry Commission, what they call themselves now, I closed the roads off. There was some lovely bits along what they call the Forest Drive. That runs between the Straighton Road and Loch Doon. A lovely bits along there. But you've got the Raiders Road. Now, you can't always get parked on it because it's so popular. But if you are lucky enough to get a camp spot on the Raiders Road, that's a lovely wee camp out, especially along near Loch Struan. Have I got that wrong as usual? Uh, are you visiting the book festival? I've already been there. I was there for the opening. I'll do a video next year. I went this year just to see how I would go about making a video. By the way, the fireworks display on the Friday night was absolutely fan-dabby dozy. And I believe that we had our ex-First Minister there last night. I don't know if she was heckled or not. You know, Nicola, or as I call her, Nicola Cranky, or wee Jimmy. You have to be Scotch to know about the Crankies. Oh, yeah. I wonder if she got heckled. I know a few of the boys were going along to give her a hard time, but I don't know if they did or not. Uh, I was going to go on Saturday because a guy that I know, he's just been on the news tonight. John Robertson, the guy with Tourette's. I know him. How I know him is I actually saw that telly thing back in '89. I remember seeing that, and I was visiting my daughter over the other side of the country, and I our neighbour came on, Dotty or Dot, and she, oh, my son will be here in a minute, and my daughter Fiona goes, "I don't like this." He swears he's got Tourette's, and I go, "I saw you on telly about 30 years ago." Anyway, the guy turned up, and yeah, he does swear, but he's a hell of a nice chap. Now he's coming on Saturday, and I was going to go, but the only reason I'm not going is I am going to lunch with some ladies. The ladies of the U3A. That's the other thing I attend in my old age. People go to old folks club. I go to the University of the Third Age, which is a pretty active old folks club. And if there's one near you, go for it. Uh, Brendan, really? No. He's buggered off. He'll be sleeping in Morag's bed in the kitchen. Morag doesn't always get into her bed because that little bugger's in it. Hmm. Look at the size of that. There's a guy comes fishing to the village once a year. Michael. Thanks, Michael. He always gives me a few cigars. I don't know where he gets them at. I didn't ask, but it's obviously he's got a source. And he always leaves, but these are quite expensive ones. Uh, I like a cigar, but the only way I could get cigars would be to get them in through the internet. I used to get them for the EU quite cheap. I may say this cigar here in this country, I believe it's about 20 odd quid. I Churchill's, you couldn't get a Churchill for less than that. But if I go to America, I'll give the secret away. It's a group called Cuban Crafters. You got that? Cuban Crafters. They're in Florida. They're ex-Cuban guys. And if you order over £100 worth for them, it might be more now, $100 worth. They'll post them here, but they won't put their cigars on the way out. They'll put them down as the name of the cigar, like the one that I always get, and you'll end up getting a really good. Let's put it this way: you'll get a couple of grand's worth of cigars for £200, and that'll keep you going for a while. I might actually do that one day again. I've not done it since I was at work. Right, Bracken, I am going to do frugaldom at some spot. The reason being, I see they are now went over to being a small caravan site, a motorhome stop. Yeah, I will definitely get up there. I Because it's a wonderful place. If you go up at the right time of the year, the animals that are floating about there is something unbelievable. They've got a spot there that there's always adders in. Now, I don't know how many years I've saw adders, but I've saw adders up there and European lizards and all that. Hmm. Oh yeah, this is brilliant. Aye, Frugaldom's a great place. And any you caravanners that are listening, look it up. It's up near Three Lochs. It can take, I think, about 5 motorhomes. And it's, how would I describe it? It's a rescue farm. And they're nice people. Uh, Valley of Ghosts, I'm sorry to say, I don't think there'll be a Halloween event this year. In fact, I know there's not going to be. The Garliston, what do they call activity group team, they've shut down. I don't know. I think folk fell out, but they were a great organisation. They did a lot for the community. They did fundraising. They did a thing called they run a get together in the middle of the year. They organised the Christmas lights and they organised a Christmas party for the old folk, which we used to go to. But I'm sorry to say that that's went dead. A lot of wee communities, you kind of get people to do the work. I I'm really sorry about that because that ghost walk was absolutely fantastic. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. I'll miss that. People always criticise, but at the end of the day, they did a bloody good job. You hear that, Jonathan? I'm actually supporting you for once. Dave Morgan, Dave, Dave Morgan asked about fishing. I've not fished in long enough. I was in a fishing club locally, but I fell out with them. I wanted to charge me money because that year I was really ill. I didn't get fishing and I didn't return the zero thing. So they wanted to find me 20 quid. So I tell them to bend over and I receive it right up your ass. That's how I feel about people like that. But my real love in fishing was coarse fishing. I did a bit pike, but that's because I couldn't find anything else. But I really loved coarse fishing. And there's no place round about here that I can do it. My nearest place is away the other side of Dumfries at Anna, and that's is it Broom Fisheries. You can't get a better than Broom Fisheries. Broom Fisheries is a bloody good fishery. I've been there many's a time. I might go back. In fact, if somebody reminds me at the beginning of the year, I'll make a point of going back there because I've got all the gear. I was thinking of doing a fishing one off the harbour at Port William. It's a nice bit there. You didn't get much, but do you ever get much when you're sea fish? Ah, hmm, best spot for car camping location. Now, car camping or van camping, there's loads of spaces. You could be cheeky if you're in a van like mine and park where the hell you like. Uh, you know, outside county bills and all the rest of it. But in the Northeast and Galloway area, if you look at my videos this year, you'll see that I've marked a lot of car parks where there's toilets. There's a load of them. Plus, as we've already spoken about, we've spoken about New England Bay. Uh, we'd be sorry to lose that. There's people went there for generations. Uh, and I mean generations, going back 50 years at least. I If you want to look at car camping in the area, look at some of my videos, and you'll get the places. You know, like Monreath Bay, the seashore between Auchinmallock and Port William. Uh, I've been going down to Doonall a lot recently because it's lovely. There's loads of places, and if you're car camping, uh, depends what you mean by car camping. If you're just living in the car, there's lots of places you can just draw in and go put your feet up. Lochs that you can park alongside it. Well, I parked regularly in the last year at Loch Ken. And everybody knows about Loch Doon. Uh, Scotland's your oyster. Uh, Recently, I've been using the Raiders Road. High Cliff for Leeds. I spent a lovely day in Leeds when I was doing that TV thing, Steph's Big Launch or something. Yeah, I like Leeds. Good curry houses in Leeds. And Sandra for Glasgow wishing me a happy birthday. Hey, Sandra from Glasgow. I think the weather's a wee bit rough up there now. Have I used the free up part for night? Yeah, I use that quite a lot. I'm lucky. When I was still earning a crust, I travelled all over Scotland, especially in my younger days when I was a service engineer. I travelled all over Scotland. And although I'm totally dyslexic and not bothered with that, I've got a great memory for roads, places. I've got a photographic memory almost. And I can remember a lot of places. Even way back then when I was, away up north in my wee minivan back in the 60s, I was going, oh, that looks like a nice place to, set up for the night. Uh, but some of these apps are they've got locked sections. But if you note the position in the locked section, you can then go to Google Maps and zoom into that area, and you'll see exactly what it is. It might even highlight it as being a picnic spot or something or a beauty spot. Gene fi Ochterarder. I know Ochterarder. Uh, I think next year I'm going to have to go up north. Uh, I should have got away this year. The vehicle that I've got now is reliable because Lawrence at the garage in Whithorn, he gave it the once over an honest mechanic, and we got a lot of work done. So I'll get a wee bit further. Uh, on the thing there, a sad thing in the village is Lawrence works on his own, does MOTs and all the rest of it. He decided to go and do some work on a tree and fell off the ladder. He's now in the hospital. This is months ago. He's now in the hospital over in Newcastle. He can't walk. A sad loss. A hell of a good chap. A really decent chap and a friend. And a friend to everybody. Nobody had a bad word about him. Uh, and it was great having a decent chap like that looking after your vehicle because I'm going to be honest to say that other garages in the area, best that I don't say anything about them. There's one I think's nothing but bloody crooked, but that's just me. Anyway, enough of that. Yeah, I'm going to go up to Persia. Hello, Frankie from Massachusetts. And somebody from Mississippi. Hey, I told you I was dyslexic. That was one of the few words that I could spell Mississippi. Mississippi. You like that? And Eli from Shetland. No, I'm not going up there. I am definitely not going up there. Having said that, you never bloody know where I'm going to go. Ah, thanks, Stuart. Wishing me a good Jan. Aye, Jake. And you hope that Morak has treated me. This little bugger's playing ball with me. Oh, I think I'll go back to smoking cigars. Yeah, I'm going to try and get a load in. What's my favourite loch in Scotland? That would be hard to say. I've camped with so many in my younger days, and when I did fish, uh, no, I wouldn't like to say where my favourite one is. To me, they're all favourite. If you're lucky enough to be able to park near a loch or even a stream and just sit there with a fire, you're in heaven. And Scotland, of course. Hi, Helene. How's your mum? I know you were over Garrison Way. That's my hometown. Well, it's my adopted hometown. I know you were over the other week there, you told me. Happy birthday to your mum. Hello, Marianne. What from the Philippines? Where's Brendan? Give me a minute. Let's see if I can get the little son. Ah! Ah, hi. Get down, you little so-and-so. Ah, Brendan was just sitting up on a cushion next to us. Here he is. He's a wee darling. Oh, no, it doesn't like me, though. Hi, Audrey from Paisley. I've got a good story about Paisley. I was down the seafront in, I wasn't Troon, it was somewhere up there, Saltcoats or that. And I had a rubbish curry. And as a lot of you know, I've got false teeth, top and bottom. Anyway, I decided to take my teeth out to clean them and put the sticky stuff in to keep them in. And I dropped them and smashed them. So I had to go over to Paisley the next morning because there was a dental technician. And she sorted out my teeth. She stuck them back together again. Also, Paisley, many years ago when I was shooting competitively, there was a guy, another competitor for there. He ran a chip shop, Ralph and Peter Pericini. I don't know if they've still got the chip shop, guys. Uh, Somebody asked him what the time is. Let's see. Hmm, 7:30 in Scotland. Aye, Brendan. Well, he's not so much a big cat. He's an indoor cat now. He used to be an outdoor cat. Uh, but it was getting a wee bit embarrassing. He was always bringing things in. My neighbour over the back, Julie and Jim, they've got a bird feeder just the other side of the fence. And I had my wormery this side. This little bit he's doing there. He used to sit on top of the wormery and wait for the birds flying back over the fence and nail them. God, he brought everything in. Some quite big things. And occasionally a mouse would be brought to play with. But that's what cats do. He's a lovely animal. Oh, I put this on again because what's a cigar? I don't know. Have a look at that. I can't read what it says. And the light's not good enough in here. It's a good one anyway. Yeah, everybody likes Brendan, except Morag. The pair of them have an understanding. They keep out each other's way. And if Brendan gets Morag's bed first, tough. Thanks, Claire. I think I might have met you. I remember the names. Is it near the Cairngorms? Ah, well, in my early days, it's near Cairngorms. That's Aviemore way, isn't it? I used to go to Aviemore. I remember when I was about 17, 18, I went on a holiday with my mate. We had motorbikes. We toured Scotland. Good. And we ended up camping there. And another time I went there with my mate Simon. We ended up in Aviemore. And it was, well, let's put it this way, we always got into trouble when we were at Aviemore. So I stopped off there once on a trip up north and I got some fish and chips, and I was as sick as a dog. Aye, that was the happy. uh, right, what have we got here? Uh, where's the best chippy? Come on. Aye, as you know, I like my food. There's two good chippies. Did he go to the chippy near where I live? It's rubbish. We used to have a chip van came to the village. That was fantastic. Jackie and Ian. But undoubtedly, in Scotland, there's two that stand out to me. One, they reckon it's one of the best chip shops in the world. It's over in Anstruther. And I had a monkfish supper there this year, and it was, yes. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. But that's a wee bit far away. It's the other side of the country. It would take me over 3 hours to get there. But I can get up to Troon in about 2 hours. And if you go into Troon, it's on a par with the one in Anstruther. It's a thing called the Wee Hurry. It's in the harbour at Troon, and there's always a queue a mile bloody long. You finally make it to the front of the queue, you give your order, and they give you a disc. It vibrates when your grub's ready. That is a really good place. Uh, I go to Troon regularly, and the only reason I go to Troon regularly is for that. And it's a oh, let's see, it's top of the range. Yeah, Natalie, give Aviemore a chance. It's a wee bit expensive, but there's plenty there. Thanks, Duncan. Aye, Madman, agrees with me. Right, Andrew Stewart. I've been to Hill End campsite in Auchinleck, North Rhymes. Ah, obviously, Andrew's obviously for that place we were talking about earlier, beginning with a P. That's how your mind goes at my age. Paisley. Aye, he's tried some of the places that I've been. Uh, and he tells me the Perricini's chip shops no longer there. That's a shame. Well, the Perricinis were older than me, so it's no surprise. I don't know if they had family or not, but that's sad. Somebody's just mentioned whiskey. And somebody for Somerset. I had family. No, it was Sussex. I had family. Ah, I think they still have cider, so that's all good. And Steve from Cumbria. Steve sent me a couple of quid. Yep, that'll go towards my next ounce backy. Thank you. Valley of Ghosts. You're into that. Amateur radio. I I think I was out in Port Logan. I met a guy. He had two looked like 5/8 dipoles, silver rod style things, and he had them about 12, 15 feet apart, making a ground plane. It was quite interesting. As you gather, right, one time I was into CB like everybody else. You got the buzzard here. And my daughter was baby buzzard. Aye, we were bucket mouths. I'm for third. Steve asked me about the Denson Ranger. I've not saw him recently. I've not saw him this year. But him and his twin Kenny, they seem to be having a great old time here. They're always up to something. I they're they're two fit fanatics. So that doesn't bode well with me, you know. My days have been a keep fit to my aye, one of them. It's a wee bit old, you know. They're good blokes. Am I going up north soon? No, 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 no. The winter's coming in. I've got a lot of close in stuff planned. I wouldn't go up north in the winter, no, in case something went wrong. Aye. But mind you, it would be nice to do the North Coast 500 in the winter when nobody's about. Be like when I was a kid and I went round that on my bike, I think. Them were the days. Used to bugger off to Skye. Well, had relations at Skye. Uh, but the roads are so packed now. You know, to get to any place, I've got to drive for hours. And although my driving's, I think it's all right. I still don't like driving miles. Jim Harvey, hello there. Oh, aye. Uh, I've got one of their mates up, or is it a relation? I can't see. John Farnham, up for his mother-in-law's birthday. Mary must be on the right. Aye. And of course, the wee dog, Albie, he says hello. Oh, I used to go to Three Locks. Uh, Three Locks is a very good campsite. It's got the facilities, and there's good fishing there. But Frugaldom, that we were talking about earlier, is just less than a mile along the road. At the crossroads, if you go east, Frugaldom's there. It's another place to try. Uh, you like it. The person that runs it, Susan, and her man, Harvey. They're nice people. They're always working their backsides off looking after the horses and goats. What else have they got? Oh, Christ, I don't know what they've all got. Got loads of stuff. What's your best curry house? Depends where you are. Uh, the Chippy and Whithorn does curries, but it's not very good. We've got a curry house in Newton Stewart. It usually changes hands every couple of years, but at the moment it's absolutely fantastic. So if you're in the area, that's where to go. Uh, it's down in the main street. But when I get my curries, I usually go to Girvan, where I go to the Yasmin, and my friend Neem is in their front of the house. That is very good. And also I go to Troon. There's I think it's called the Maharati. Now that is top of the range as well. It's just a case of finding one that you like and does it to your standard. I mean, so I've been doing south and the curries there were more traditional Asian stuff, which isn't really the British palate. But oh, lovely. Ash, you go back up to the North Coast 500. That glutton for punishment. What was my favourite decade? It's got to be the 60s or 70s. Yeah, definitely. What did I think of Glencoe? It's a lovely place. That was my introduction to serious camping when I was with Duke of Edinburgh Award. Climbed the Buccleuch of Moor and a few other things. And camped down by the Coburn, drinking beer out with yourself on. The Duke of Edinburgh Award in my days was a wee bit different. Well, let's put this, there was, room for leverage. Aye. Aye. It's the most beautiful part of Scotland. You can't whack it. Right, I do like ice cream, and I've heard the Carola's. Aye, where they now? Galateo. I wonder if they were somewhere else before they were in Lochmaven. I know Lochmaven. Lochmaven was one of the places that I thought I might end up at, for only one reason, because there's good fishing near there, allegedly. Next time, now I know the name. The next time I go through, I'm going to stop off and have some there. Because I do like a good ice cream. I actually like the soft ice creams. That's why I go to places like the Beijing Banquet and that. Because you can end up with a massive plate of ice cream at the end of it, with fruit on it, and that's another thing. The Beijing Banquet, I'm a fan of that because you can eat like a lord for 20 odd quid, and you get a wee bevy if you want. But I just have Coca Cola usually. What a spread! That is how to run a business. The Beijing Banquet, you can't beat it. It's absolutely fantastic. If I got the choice of where to go for a meal in a town, unless I knew a particular place that it was outstanding, I would head for the Beijing banquet every time. It's worth the money. Mind you, that just reminded me of my favourite pizza restaurant in Musselburgh, the Caprice. Best pizza in Britain. They've got a wood-fired pizza oven, and you can even get carry out, and they use a wood-fired pizza oven. The pizzas are totally different. When I go to Edinburgh, which isn't very often, I get absolutely fed like a turkey. I have to go on a diet. Yeah. Uh, yeah, Andrew Stewart. Yeah, I was ill after the Oyster Festival. Actually, when I was having the oysters, I felt something was wrong. Uh, I'm somebody, I like oysters, and I have oysters regularly when I can get my hands on them. I could actually get them out the foreshore if I wanted, but I don't do it because people don't like see you doing it. But I've had oysters all over, and the ones just weren't right. Um, but that's life. Or maybe it was me, Natalie. Lochmaben is lovely. It's a beautiful wee place. If I'd have found a house there, I would have went there. My most favourite place in Scotland. There's a lot of places with good memories, but Garliston has become my favourite place. It's where I settled up. I didn't mean to settle here. It was through a mistake more than anything else. I thought I'd end up in the Isle of Whitehorn, but now I'm here. Yeah, I don't think I could get better than Garliston. Okay, for any serious shopping, you have to go up to Newton Stewart, which is 14 miles away. We've got a co-op 7 miles away in Wigton, and Whit Whithorn's about 3 mile away. Uh, but to get any serious shopping, I've got to drive all the way to Stranraer. And if I want a haircut, I've got to go to Stranraer. That's the only drawback, but I'm happy with where I'm living. There is other places. Say if I won the lottery tomorrow, I better get a No, I'll get a card for the Euro Millions when I'm out. Look, if I won the lottery tomorrow, there is other places I would like to live, but they're in Scotland. I don't have a passport. No intentions of getting a passport. No. Why should I get a passport? No. No way. No. I'm happy with Scotland. Nico asked about the cigar. I told you I don't bloody know. Because can you read it? See if you can read it. Um, can you make it a telly that? Aye. I really need a magnifying glass as well as my glasses to read it. My sight's that bad. It's a shame because a bloody good one. I do know it. I looked them up and quite pricey. And thank you, Michael. I but I used to get stuff in from, as I said earlier, I used to get stuff in from the USA. A company called Cuban Crafters. They're in Florida, and they'll post the cigars to you, but they won't say they're cigars, so you won't get charged. And you can get a couple of thousand quid's worth of cigars for about 200. Like I was getting Churchills for 30 bob, £1.50. Don Kiki, remember that name? Dom Kiki. Excellent, excellent. Very smooth. Ah, Nico, let me think. Yeah. Do you hang about with that gentleman fair by any chance? Jade from West Yorkshire. I've holidayed in Yorkshire a few times. In fact, I think my wife lived on an airfield there at Ripon for long enough. Yeah, that Ziggy went to Frugaldom after seeing my video. Yeah, they're very, very open people, and it's just something totally different. Totally different. So there's the advert. Frugaldom. Go there with your motorhome. Give them the business. You'll like it. What do you like about whiskey? It's Scottish. You got that. Yeah, yeah, it is. When I was service engineering, I after I left school, I for a while I was servicing firefighting equipment. Wish I still ended up doing that. It was a good life. I got a lot of distilleries to do, so I got to know a lot about whiskey. I drunk a lot of whiskey, and I've been lucky enough to visit quite a few, and I've had a lock in one, which won't be named. We've had some good times in the whiskey world. Aye, someday haggis or black pudding. Go away. It's got to be black pudding. You've got to have black pudding. I think the English call it blood pudding, don't they? Uh, but I tried doing it on my grill. It come out all right. But that barbecue unit I've just got another part, and I'm going out tomorrow. And what I've got is a flat plate for it. you can get all sorts of additives for that wee barbecue. That's a marvellous thing. Running off these wee containers of gas. You can't get better than that. And it's easy to clean. I don't know what they've coated it with, but it cleans no bother. I I've got a pizza stone for it. And as I say, I've got the flat plate, so I'm going to do my bacon and eggs. I've never fried an egg in years. I usually poach them. Hmm. Do I like White and Mackay's? There's nothing wrong with White and Mackay's. It's a good, cheap whiskey. And it's got no nasty taste, or no questionable taste. But as some of you know, I like my whiskey with Lucozade and water. That's a lovely drink. I I was talking to a lady when I was at the campsite, and she goes, "Oh, that smells nice." I goes, "Here, hen, here, have you look." And she went, "Oh, yeah, I like that." And I thought, "Oh, aye, her hubby's in trouble. She's going to be drinking whiskey and Lucozade." Ewan, how's Morag? What do you think I'm doing with this bloody hand? She's That's over an hour. I've been talking to you guys and playing ball with Morag at the same time. Dave Mulligan asking about Dave, what's my favourite outdoor cooker? Handy and convenient. Well, you know what it is. And as usual, with my memory, I can't remember the name of it, but it's the one I've been using in every video recently. Uh, it comes with a big funnel, and you know, you've got this wee thing, this wee unit. You just lift it out, pull a lever, and turn it on. And that's it gone. Simple as that. It's got a 30 centimetre grill, more than enough for two. And you can get attachments. If you take the grill off, there's an attachment underneath it. You can just put a pot on, or you can swap the grill for, as I say, I've got a pizza stone, and now I've got the flat plate. But there's another attachment. It's like a wee pot, and you got all the bits and pieces with it. Now that barbecue cost me something like 80 quid, and you'll get it on any of the barbecue fella. I think the UK barbecue was where I got it. I can recommend you look at it. Hmm. Yeah, Stuart. When I coming up to Stirling, I'd, I never thought he's Stirling right away. I used to talk to a woman up there. I I'll have to find some place to camp. I'll give it a try. Now, Dave's he asked me if I've ever stopped at Dave's snack bar outside Girvan. Food's great. Is that the one to the south? Uh, I've been in there a couple of times, but I'll look that one up. How do you get rid of midges? Did they go near them? Right, midges. I use the flex tail, but all the flex tail is people are using it in the wind. It's not going to work because what the flex tail's doing is putting out a, a smell, whatever it is. And if there's any wind, it blows it away. When I'm setting up the bivvy, I set it up so I'm going to be in still air. I know, Midgie's coming daft, but you get the flex tail up and the bugger off. Flex tail does work. I Now, if you want to do it cheaper, that spiral thing, I think that's the same chemical. I've used that, but the trick is it's got to be in still air. If you put it in still air, or just so even a gentle breeze can bugger these things up, that works. And of course, there's the Avon stuff. I spray that on sometimes. Hmm. Deeper than he's had his prostate examination today. Mate, I've been through that. I 2013. I know how you feel, but I was lucky. My prostate was under 50 millimeters in size, the swelling. So I got a thing called brachytherapy. Uh, that's where they go in through the end of your penis with a tube and then plant radioactive isotopes in it. I got 90 odd isotopes put in. And 2 months later, I was in the safety zone. Every 6 months, I have to go in for a check, but yeah, it was a breeze. Get your prostate done, get it sorted as quick as possible, and forget about it. Hey, Marianne, you still enjoying your birthday? Morag shall be 12 next month. I think it's the 22nd, I'm not sure. She's getting on, but she's still as fit as anything. I think you know why. Bloody thing. Oh, so I have to watch Outdoor Boys on YouTube. I'll give them a watch. I'll give them a watch. Right. So Andrew Stewart's saying there's a campsite in Turnberry near the wee tea room. I'll have a look at that. I did a video in Turnberry at the when I went down to the lighthouse in the castle. Big fan of Scottish history, so I had to go to the castle. I'm getting loads of places. Morag. Where did I get Morag? Ewan? Wigan. I was married at the time and she wanted a dog. So we went down to, I think it was Wigan. Is that near Blackpool? And we got her there. She's a working stock. It was a Romany guy sold me. Probably paid over the odds, but what the hell? She's lovely. Oh, God. Big on, dude. I like that name, mate. So you watch it with your gran and the cat. Aye, cats are great company. Dogs are a bloody pest. how the hell, hey Dave, how the hell are we going to meet if you're in the Philippines? If you're in Scotland, give me and you fancy a meet up. I'm on YouTube. No YouTube. I'm on Facebook under Wander with Mac. I use that for contact. And you ought to say, give a shout out to my wife, Isabel McDonald. Hi, Isabel. Hope you loved a good one, because I have. Oh, God, the cigar's nearly out. Oh, this is. Oh, I might have to go and get more whiskey. Oh, of course. How did you enjoy your fancy mugs? Aye, they are fancy. I I use them in the house because if I took them outside, I'd get them broken. I thought about getting more, but I don't really sell stuff. I I looked at it in the early days, but I'm that bloody disorganised. I wouldn't like to start trading. Uh, it's a shame because I could spread such a lot around. One of the lads that helped me get started, Christian, he asked me about doing t-shirts, and I should have let the laddies get on with it, even if they're doing it for themselves. But missed opportunities. Aye, Clifford, you've got all these places that I've been to. I went to Wigan to get my dog, and I went to Leeds to go in the telly and have a curry. And I go everywhere for a curry. If I can't get a curry, I go to a chip shop. Hmm. Oh, here, go on. Oh, I was meant to go out the night. Somebody was, but my mates were going to give me buy me a musty tea. But we'll do it next week. Aye, by the way, one of my mates sent me a bloody birthday card. Have a look at this, the cheeky bug. Oh, Rod Morag. Ah. Aye, with friends like these, who needs friends? Aye, that was my mate Lol that sent me that. Tell us a story from your past. Thank you so much. Aye, Dave. Yeah, I see they put the cameras up, the bat ear ones as well, these timed ones. That is worse than you think. That means now that the lorry drivers are going to behave themselves. And we're not talking about 60 mile an hour. Some of these lorry drivers are only allowed to do 40. So that's going to take it longer for us to get anywhere because there's no passing places. I'll have to watch it as well because my van's commercial. Uh, Although theoretically I can write to the police and get away with it, but well, that's in England. I don't know about up here. But we'll have to be very, very, very careful. Very careful. Uh, no, that's not serving the public. That's not helping the problem of the A75. That's making it worse. But what do you expect for the twats that we've got running the country? and local government. Hmm. Nah, that's oh, you've got me started. Ah, I'm still trying to think of somebody to tell a story out my past. I don't know. There's been that many. The stories are always spontaneous. I'll just think of something, or somebody will say something. Somebody will throw me a bone. Hmm. Oh, I remember when we started this thing. Uh, Started the camping. I went out along the Forest Road in the Galloway Forest. I took advice from these people on these chat lines, and I had this wee pop up 10 and what have you. Well, it wouldn't bloody stay up. My back was sore. I had the wee darling with me. It was a hellish night, a hellish morning, and I couldn't get the tent back into the flimming valise, so I had to dump it. Got it into the back of the car, still inflated. First thing I did was right to the dump in Whitehall and got rid of it. Oh, such was fun. Right, get the glasses on. Annie Gord. Hi. Ah, here and I'll to say hello to your mum, Clementine, and her wee dog, Nessie. I used to have a neighbour called Nessie, I think. Can't remember. You and I'll see you the next time you're up. What's my plans for Christmas? Uh, Andrew, as I say, my back channel, so folk can't see everything and addresses, what have you. I'm, uh, I'm on YouTube under Wonder with Mike. Quite funny. The guy that's on here sent me the fancy mugs. He sent them to the local pub, but he knew I went in there. They were tickled pink. But anybody who wants to contact me privately, I'm on I Wonder with Mike on Facebook. And as far as Christmas goes, do another I'll do another open mic roundabout then, either Christmas or New Year. But I'll do a Christmas for the bivvy. How do you like that wee bivvy that I've got? It's a game changer. But I've got to be honest, I don't like the white. It stands out a bit. But as one of the guys that I talked to said, the time that he reckoned it took me 18 seconds to get it up, and not much longer to get it done. Uh, and so far, I've been in some bad, reasonably, well, not horrendously bad weather, but I, and I've just held it in the ground with 4 pegs. Mind you, the pegs are biggies. And I do carry a £2 mill to get them into the ground. Uh, but for 80 quid, they say it's a three-man bevy, but you could get two in it, no bother. I But that is a game changer because it covers you above and round about, and you can just sit there and relax. I've sat out in some pretty horrendous weather with it. That if you're into that sort of thing, it's worthwhile looking at. I would. Uh, square, Square Red Mike, you get who I'm talking. Aye, see, Uncle used to go to Southern Ness. I been the chip shop there. I There's a fly camp about a mile east of there on the coast. Now that is the first place I took my van as a test run. Uh, and for the guys that want to camp out, if you go about 200 or 300 yards to the east of that car park, there's a nice wee place to camp. If you look at my video of that, you'll see it. It's it's a wonderful wee place to camp, and I think your car would be safe enough there. Famous last words, right, Dave? I I'll look at my emails in the morning because, as I've said, I'm not very well at the moment. I'm going to get right to bed. Well, I won't be going to bed. I'll be just switch this other thing off. Uh, I'll just camp down here for the night. I think. Uh, I'm going out tomorrow. Actually, no, I'll have a look at the video. I'll have a look tonight before I go to bed. Let's see. I'm just shutting another computer down. Uh, I don't know where I'm meant to be going tomorrow. Haven't got a clue. That's the thing. Sometimes I don't make up my mind. I'll leave here. I'll head up to the co-op in Wigton to get some food, and I'll be chatting to the lassie up there on the checkouts, and I might get an idea because she watches the channels as well. I I was meant to be going back to New England Bay this week, but I mightn't make it. What pipe tobacco are you smoking? I use a firm called Smoke King, and they do all sorts of deals. But I usually get 3 ounces of something and get an ounce of Latica and mix it together because that makes it burn quicker. I These wee pipes that I use when I'm out camping, they're no good burners. Or maybe I'm just lousy at packing them. But in the house, I've got a massive one that'll burn for well over an hour. But that's it. I use Smoke King. I used to use Black Swan as well. The only place to get decent pipe tobacco nowadays is on the internet. Uh, there's no shops even as Newton Stewart, which is 40 mile away. There's nobody there that sells tobacco. And if they do, it's bloody Condor. And it's the wrong type of Condor. Before, when I smoked a pipe, I was an Earn more. But yeah, that's how to get you a pipe tobacco. Go to the internet. Ah, said you, your mom's birthday as well. God, that must have been a busy day in the hospitals. The 1st of October. Dave, do I look forward to my own bed? Look, I'm going to be honest. I end up downloading the videos, and I come through here into my living room and get the telly on. The next thing I know, it's 2:30 in the bloody morning because I fall asleep on this. And there is sometimes I just poo if it's warm enough, I just put my head back down. Aye. But that bed I've got in the back of the van, that is very, very comfortable. It's an ordinary bed. Okay, it's a narrow single. A single bed is a metre wide, but the caravan version, as they call it, is what would I say? It's 75 centimetres wide, but it's as comfortable as hell. Uh, Camille, thanks, Camille. Well, and you're saying you had bother pumping the Eurohike up. I never did. But the bother was holding a bloody cable in while you tried to pump it up. Yeah, you did the right thing getting a pump. Uh, if I had somebody with me, it would have been a breeze. You know, somebody holding the connector in, because that's the only fault with the Eurohike. You need two people, one to hold the thing in. I As I say, I've got rid of my Eurohike 400 because my cousin's kid wanted an inflatable. They go camping a lot in South with their kid. And I said, well, here, next time you're up, grab this. Good luck to them. Did it. And I hope they enjoy it. I might phone them at the weekend. Natalie, I'm happy to chat with people. Oh, right, Dave. I'm happy to meet up with folk. Uh, there's loads of nice places that you can meet up in. Oh, exactly. Oh, but the main thing with going out in the galleries, is always have somewhere that you can, if your first place you kind of get into it, there's always somewhere else because things go wrong. I remember going up to what wild campers call the number one secret location in the Galloway Forest. And I couldn't get up into the car park because the bloody it was snowing. I ended up in a bloody ditch. But I was brought up in the country, so I kind of get out of ditches with difficulty. Mm. And V, thank you very much, Anna. Ah, it's been a good day. In the end, I've not done much. As I say, I ended up sleeping in the afternoon because this illness left me a wee bit short. But it'll pass. I'm still laughing at that. You wee shit. Ah, yeah. With mates like that, what can you do? I'm lucky. I've got a lot of people that I know, and I've got two or three good mates. Monday night we meet up in the local pub. I and drink, and we end up drinking. At the end of the night, we always end up whatever we've been drinking. We always end up drinking tequila rosé. I don't know how we got into that. One of the mates likes tequila, but I've got for my birthday a couple of guys. I've got a couple of bottles of Tequila Rosé there. Uh, I have a little libation of Tequila Rosé occasionally, not too often. Usually it's whiskey. I've got a good collection, and when I get my messages every second week, I always check my stock of whiskies, and I'll go and have a look at the offers. I get my stuff for Asda, as you know, and I'm still here bothered with the buggers. I but I if there's a good whiskey going cheap with maybe a tenner off, I'll have it. But what I'm thinking of doing is doing a booze run. As some of you might know, in Scotland, we're charged extra for our booze by our loving government. That little bitch that was in, that was her lot who brought that in. Nicola Cranky. Yeah. But I've got a mate goes down to England regularly, and he talks about the deals that he's getting down there for the booze. And also, I see Aldi's has brought out a new stout, but we can't get it up here. And they say it's good. So I'm considering doing a run. I'll either be into Carlisle and then camp round about Annan, or I might go on a big trip and go over a Berwick-on-Tweed. And Morrison's just over the border because it specialises in booze. Because people go there regularly because it's just on the border, and it's a nice wee run in. And you go there on the holiday Monday, and it's mobbed with Scots getting stocked up. But yeah, have I been to the Starfish in Newton Stewart? I think I have in the past. No great comments, but I hear people slagging it. I When I was in there, it was during the day, so I wouldn't expect it to be very good. But I'm open-minded. Is it any better? But the amount of people I know, the amount of people that I know that actually slag that chippy is unbelievable. I We used to have a good chippy in Whithorn, and as I say, we used to have a chippy van here, which was really good. If you want a good chippy now, you've got to go to Stranraer or Castle Douglas. The first chippy on the way into Castle Douglas, it's absolutely fantastic. You can get a nice bit of cod there as well, which is something that I like. I like the English fish. There's a big festival in Wigton. Well, it is in Wigton at the moment. Wigton is mobbed. It's a no-go area. Yeah, that's a no-go area. It's really people who like books. Uh, Once a year. Uh, Strangely enough, they don't spend much on in the hotels and that. So I've been told. I was in the pub on Monday night, and I thought it would have been more full. But mind you, with the price of books, maybe they're spending their money on books rather than food. Food for the mind rather than food for the belly. I like it. It's it's different. Right. I The one thing in Wigton that I always go is a charity shop, Wigton charity shop on the corner. Last year they put £62,000 back into the community with donations. Uh, that's a great lot, and the women that run it are fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I I go in there every time I'm up, just in case I see something that I want but don't really need, you know. Uh, and the ladies that run it, they're absolutely fantastic. They do a great job. I can't say enough nice things about them. I always forget their names when I'm talking like this, which is bad. They'll come to me in a minute, don't you worry. Pete Perkins, it's my pleasure to do it. I get doing this, I get a lot of fun out of it. You think what the alternative is? Here's me sitting 77. What should I be doing? Piping slippers, sitting with a book, watching snooker on the telly. Well, or golf, or cricket. Not that I really understand it. Or sport. Yeah, you've got to go out and do something. You've got to be what you can be. Uh, I've always been like that. I've not been one for sitting in the house. I'll be honest. I watch too many videos on YouTube. I and I do watch I I do watch the telly a bit. I'll be watching tonight. There's a political thing on. I want to see. I just got to do what you just got to do what you have to do. I remember my grandparents. One of them, my mother's father, he had a gardening job, and he dug gardens right up until he was well into his 70s. And when he stopped, that's when he passed. Mother got my dad's dad. Uh, oh, he did gardens. He was a pub gardener, and he walked away to all ages. And if they were busy, he'd actually go behind the bar and serve behind the bar in the local pub. I'll tell you, I've got a watch up there that the publican gave him. It's gold. And one of these days, I better get it looked at. It's still running. I But I think you've really got to keep going. We saw some old folk in the village. All they do is sit and read. Well, although I'm dyslexic, I can read quite well. It's my spelling is crap. I didn't mean crap. It's, sometimes it's perfect. It's a psychological thing. Sometimes, if I've got the computer close to me or the laptop close to me, I can actually touch type. And then another time, I just take a total word blank. An example. What was it I was spelling the day? Well, mine just went blank. I was trying to spell cake. Yeah, Cake. It just didn't work out. These things happen. Well, there's a Greek guy on saying much love to Greek from Greece. Sorry, I'm not even going to try to pronounce your name. Oh, it sounds like it's one of these Greek names seem to just flow. They're lovely. And it looks like that. Here's Dave White. He said he did a booze run to Carlisle, and it's worth it. Uh, well, I'd make it worth it because I think there's one or two. Hey, that would be an idea to put Morag into the kennels and do a hotel down there for a night. Hmm. Then could get anyone some fancy restaurants. Get a fancy restaurant. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's one or two things that I'd like to try in Carlisle. Uh, aye. Yeah. And I'd get a good collection of booze on the way back. Yeah, that could be done. Either that or camp over somewhere about Annan for the night. And on day two, just go down, do a quick raid, and then get back to Girlis and get back with my ill-gotten gains. I know. I think I really should visit Annan more because at one time I really loved going to that fishing place. Yeah. But you need the weather. Aye, you can't beat it. It's a lovely place. People slag it. Oh, but why? A good chippy. It's got a Italian restaurant above it. There's an Indian. A couple of good places to spend the night. I spent the night in that bloody hotel next to the traffic lights. It was a Friday night. That's my mistake because all the young youngs were doing with their cars. They're using the traffic lights as a racetrack, and they've got a police station at the bottom of the village. And there was about 10 police cars there. I think they were all parked up for the night because the young youngs doing the boy you know, the boy racers that went on to others, and folk didn't seem to mind. But what they do have in it, they have a very good riding of the marches. Very good riding of the marches. I've been to that a few times. Isabel wishing me happy birthday. That was my first wife's name. Anyway, I just wondered. That'll be the Iron Brew then. I drink far too much of that. Far too much. No, you can't have enough Iron Brew. Ah, and I went over to drinking black coffee so I can get right. Oh yeah, isn't life grand? Oh, there's Graham saying he's off to sleep. Graham, I wouldn't be far behind you. I'll be. I know what's going to happen. Come 9 o'clock. I've got a recorder on it. Doesn't matter. Come 9 o'clock, I'm going to sit down um, here and I'm going to watch this political thing. Well, it's not political. It's a bunch of Polish being caught being a wee bit naughty. I'll get a laugh at that. Uh, yeah, I think maybe for what I saw so far, I think maybe the investigators have been a wee bit out of line. What people think privately. we've all got our public faces. We've all got our work to do, but you know, privately and with your friends, people shouldn't be recording that. That's just intrusion. But yeah, that's just me because I'm me and I'm like that. I'm getting old. Anyway, uh, I it's about time I pack this in. Yeah, it's been a lovely 77th birthday, and nobody's mentioned 77 Sunset Strip. I know you're that bloody young that you can't remember that on the television. Who was a heartthrob? Cookie. It was a detective thing. I think it was on in the 70s or 60s. Ah, Pete Perkins, so you're a poet. That's a lovely one. Thank you very much. I think that's a good one to end the night on. So I'll say thank you for listening to me. I'll see you Christmas or New Year. Oh, he's giving it more. Aye, my heart's young. Right, I'll see you all. Cheers. Nighty night.